Everyone, David here. Today I'd like to talk about requirements and specifically assumptions in requirements because it's not just a list of facts that you go execute on and everything's okay. And so when you think about requirements, it's easy to treat that list as, okay, well, there's a list of things and, how real are they? Do we have them prioritized in a way that we know what are nice to haves versus must haves? There's just overall a lot of questions about them. And so what I like to do is start unpacking those into assumptions, right? And so I love this framing of desirable, viable, and feasible. And so desirability, I like using orange. So, assumptions around the jobs to be done, the pains and gains of the customer, how real are these requirements? Viability, I like using green, which is a lot about will they pay enough? Can we keep costs low enough, even if we're able to deliver that? And then feasibility is much more about your ability to deliver on those requirements. And so I like walking teams through this where we kind of write down our beliefs about these requirements before we just jump in and start executing. So, for example, we believe the customer job behind the requirement is, right? Like, what are they trying to do behind this? Like, what's the root cause of this requirement? And sometimes, again, they're not prioritized well. There's a lot of assumptions baked in there, and you don't want to just jump the build too early. You really want to understand what kind of desirability risk do we have about these assumptions. With viability, it's much more around cost and revenue, right? So even if the desire is real, what are your assumptions around viability? So we believe the customer will pay enough because sometimes there's something they want, but then the pricing isn't quite aligned with them, or they're not willing to pay more for the thing that we're requesting. So even if you can validate some of your desirability assumptions, sometimes it still doesn't make sense from a business point of view because they're not going to pay enough for the thing that they requested. And then with feasibility, this is tend to where my team spend a lot of their time, and I think we can still address it, but address it in a way where we're calling out the assumptions, right? So we can say we believe, that we can deliver this solution because, right, like what is it that you feel is like you're well equipped enough to deliver those solutions? So when you think about your requirements, right, try not to treat them as facts. Try to have a really open conversation about what kind of desirability risk do you have, viability risk and feasibility risk. And usually it's breaking it down into, how real are these requests? What are they prioritized? What exactly is the customer trying to get at here? Viability being, will they pay enough, even if it's real and prioritized, and will they pay enough for it? And then feasibility is, even if they'll pay enough, can you deliver on it in a way that makes sense?